Hello learners, this session I'm going to see about the cloud analyst tool. Topics behind is introduction towards your cloud analyst, so the benefits of cloud using cloud analyst tool, what are the various components of cloud analyst tool, and how we can able to install the cloud analyst. So as of cloud analyst tool, it is going to be a graphical tool, cloud sim environment. It is going to be a Java based cloud computing simulation, and this allows the users to and have various analysis in your cloud environment using your GUI instead of code. So previously we have NetBeans environment where we have few instructions to be deployed for your scheduling as well as load balancing. We have few lines of code, but here which is going to be purely graphical user interface. Using graphical user interface, we are just going to adopt the tool to have the analysis over to the cloud environment. Benefit of your cloud analyst tool is it is a GUI based tool built on a cloud sim toolkit. So it avoids the instruction lines of instructions of code. Its primary function is to provide a visual environment for simulating a large scale cloud applications and analyzing their performance under different deployment scenarios. So we can able to have a wider visualization path towards your deployment aspect. So the tool helps in evaluating the matrices related to resource allocation, user-based distribution, and network configurations, offering insights into cloud computing infrastructure and policies. So you can able to have a wide aspects of analysis over to the end outcome. So the components of your cloud analyst tool is it is going to be a graphical user interface layer. It is a outcome of it, where in this graphical user interface only you can able to find out the various tools that you can able to use it out. The simulation management layer where you can able to introduce or have the configurations to be set out in your simulation management layer. And we have a cloud sim layer where this cloud sim layer is going to enable your cloud sim engine in order to revoke your cloud specifications. And we have various components that are evolved to your analyst, which is going to be the user base. User base is nothing but the number of users is going to utilize the resources, the user base. Data centers, which has the peculiar specifications in order to have the user to be activated on data centers. And we have the internet characteristics, making upon the response or the throughputs that it relies on. And we have the service broker, which can able to have the configurations to be laid out, and the output and analysis model, which is going to be similar to a graphical user interface where it can able to have a wide aspects, wide insights towards your output. So you have your graphical user interface layer where we are going to provide a drag and drop style modeling of cloud environments. So the user is going to define the number of data centers, how many users. The user basis is going to be depending upon the geographical regions. There are various regions. 6 regions will be there. They have their request pattern and the number of users to user base. And we have internet characteristics, that is latencies, the bandwidth, and traffic divisions to which it rely on. So these the users have to define upon these conditions. Then they can able to visualize the simulation results like chart graphs can able to be drafted on this mode. So this is a graphical user interface where you're going to have a drag and drop, or you can get your configuration details and can able to find out the result of it. And we have the simulation management layer, which is going to be the orchestrate the simulation by connecting the GUI input with the cloud sim. So as we said that we are just going to make it a configuration environment towards your cloud infrastructure. So we are going to handle an experimental setup and event scheduling, the result collection as well as the output formatting. So all this is going to be an orchestrate, is going to have a coordinate among themselves in a cloud sim engine. So cloud sim layer is going to be a core simulation engine inherited from the cloud sim. We're just going to have a low level features like virtual machine provisioning, the resource allocation, the scheduling algorithms, whether it is going to be time shared or space shared, or it is going to be a first come first served or round robin, the scheduling algorithms which has been adapted to your environment, and the cloudlet execution and monitoring. So these are is going to be taken up from the cloud sim environment. You're just going to use this core cloud sim environment to your cloud analyst part. So this is your cloud sim layer where we are going to have the features that are there in the cloud sim engine. So next component is your user base, where we are going to represent the groups of users in different geographical regions. So each user base has the number of users, the request per user per hour, data size per request, and the peak hours. So workload variation can able to be taken up using these peak hours. So this is going to be the configurations that are taken up for the user base. So we are just going to define it as a group users. The next one is going to be the data center. We are just going to configure the characteristics for each and every data center. So number of hosts, number of users is going to utilize it, number of hosts, number or type of the virtual machines which are going to use, and how we are going to release the hardware. Okay, the CPU, RAM, storage, bandwidth. So all this will be accompanied with the hardware resources. And we have the VM scheduling policies, whether it is going to be space shared or time shared. Basically, in your practical concept, we will be almost utilizing the time shared. Since time shared is, we are giving equal preferences to all those jobs that are accompanied. We are giving equal weightage to all those jobs. The next one is the internet characteristics, which is going to model the latency as well as the bandwidth between the different regions. So it ensures the realistic traffic simulation across geographical distributed user bases and data centers. So we are just going to have a traffic simulations that have been generated across the various geographical distributions. The next one is a service broker, which acts as a load balancer. So the policies which includes are the service proximity, which means that the nearest data center will be accompanied, or you can able to go in with the round robin way, or you can able to have the performance optimized, or can able to go in with a dynamic load balancing. So this is the various policies that have been adopted for having a load balancer to be adopted in your module. The next comes your output analysis model. You can able to generate a graphs. Graphs are based on the response time, the cost, the component, the processing time, the data servicing. You can able to have the tables, that is analysis table or load distribution. So this can able to have the comparison between the different configurations that can able to be raised within specific regions. So how we can able to use this? So using cloudlets with NetBeans, I have a NetBeans platform. Okay, so the cloud analyst. So we are supposed to obtain the analyst as a project files, often available as a zip file from their repository or through community forums. We are just going to use the zip file or a project file to our work. So open NetBeans, launch the NetBeans ID and open the Cloud Analyst project. Configure the simulation. Within the tool, you can set up your simulated cloud environment by configuring the data centers, user bases, and selecting service broker policies. Run the simulation. Execute the simulation to generate the visual results on your world map, illustrating the locations of the data centers and the distributions of users. Analyze the results. So the tool that represents the detailed simulation results for each and every user base and data center, which can be exported as PDF for further analysis. So as a first one, you're supposed to download your Cloud Analyst. You are obtaining the Cloud Analyst project files, which has been often available as zip file from their repository or through community forums. So this is the link where you can able to find it out, the Cloud Analyst tool. Okay, from this you can able to download it and extract the zip file. So once you have been extracted the zip file, you can able to launch it to the NetBeans. So launch the NetBeans IDE and open the Cloud Analyst project. So open project, you are just going to open the particular Cloud Analyst. Okay, so you are just going to have the necessary. Once you have been unzipped, you can able to directly launch it to the NetBeans, open it as a project file. So you can able to see the Cloud Analyst to be existed as a topmost project file. Okay, So upon deployment, you ensure that we have the appropriate libraries are there. Okay, directly you can go in and run with the file. Okay, run the file in your NetBeans environment. So this is the environment. This is the graphical user environment. This is our interface, the first layer. So in your first layer, we can able to have a visualization part of your CloudAnalyst tool. So we have various options in it, like configure simulation, define your internet characteristics, and run simulation. So configure simulation, where we are going to define your user bases, data centers, okay, and you can able to have your internet characteristics to be deployed automatically. Then you can able to run your simulation. Okay. So as a visualization part, here user base is in Europe and the data center in America. So you are just going to have the link between these two and how the responses has been made. What time, how much time it has been taken up to have the responses. So as an example, study procedure in your CloudAnalyst, you are going to set up user bases with 3 regions, okay, 1000 to 5000 users each, and set up data centers with 2 data centers, each with 20 virtual machines, 2 cores, 2 GB RAM, okay, and choose the VM scheduling policy, which is going to be space shared or time shared. Choose the service broker policy, that is going to be your proximity or performance, and then you can run your simulation part. So you can have the graphs and the tables that are generated in CloudAnalyst. So as of summary, we have been seen about the benefits of a CloudAnalyst tool and what are the components that exist in a CloudAnalyst tool, and the installation procedure we have been come across in your NetBeans environment.